everybody. So I wanted to talk about how, I don't know if you noticed, but technology has been changing things. Everything has become so interconnected, and it has changed so many things. I was over at a friend's house the other day, and he's showing me his new stainless steel refrigerator, and he was bemoaning the fact that he can no longer stick magnets to it. And I said, you know, I've wondered about that my entire life. How is it possible that stainless steel made of iron doesn't hold magnets? And his 12-year-old son was standing right there, holding a smartphone. He tapped it like 3 times, and he said, stainless steel contains nickel, which changes the crystal structure of iron, rendering it non-magnetic. And I said, is it amazing to you that you can do that, all the information in the world is at your fingertips? And he just shook his head and he said, it must have been difficult growing up in the age of ignorance. And I was mad for a second, but then I said, you know, you have no idea. It was really hard. I remember being your age, and I really wanted to learn about electronics. I got all into it. And I asked my parents, and they didn't know anything about electronics. And I went to school, and I asked my teachers, and they said, that's not in the curriculum. We don't really, sorry. And so I go to the library, and there are books, but they're big and thick and complicated, and I didn't understand any of them. And I kind of pursued this for months, and I didn't really get very far, and I kind of drifted away from it. I never really took with it. And compare that today. Some kid who wants to learn about electronics, he just goes on the internet, and boom, 5,000 videos about how to build your own death robot, right? And they're just right there. All the parts lists, all the instructions, all the how-tos, all the help, and a community of people to help you when you have trouble. It's so different. And it creates this incredible community for people who would self-educate. Anyone who is interested enough to educate themselves can learn about absolutely anything. And what is the power that drives this? Is it just the technology? It is not. The technology is the channel, but what drives it is the power of curiosity. And we don't actually understand very much about curiosity, even though it's what's going to drive education through the 21st century. So say you've got a situation where someone is running into something new, right? We know Einstein, he talked about curiosity a great deal. He talked about how he didn't have special talents. He just was curious. So say you've got a kid and he's playing around with a calculator, and he does 5 plus 3, that equals 8, okay? 5 minus 3, that's 2. 3 minus 5, dash 2. And the kid looks at it, dash 2. What is dash 2, right? And this is in a very important moment. I don't know what this is moment. This thing breaks through. Now, some people encounter that with kind of a terror, right? They have fear, like maybe I broke the calculator. I don't know. I better not do problems like that. I should stay away from subtraction. This is not a good idea. This is complicated. It's breaking my brain. I want to stay away from it. Other kids, they say, whatever. I don't care, it just doesn't matter. Because even in the age of information, ignorance is still a choice, right? But then other kids, they see that dash 2 and they say, what is that? I've never seen that before. And it's very important to talk about this moment of curiosity, because then something happens. You see something you've never seen before. And so then he tries to find out more. Maybe he asks somebody. Maybe he finds a website, and the website says, yes, you see, there are really 2 sets of numbers. 0 is not the beginning or the end of numbers. 0 is a mirror. And every number has a reflection in that mirror. And the kid's just all, right? It just kind of blows his mind. And it has this insight. Numbers work differently than I thought. There's this whole other world that's there. And of course, insight, it leads to another feeling. This is nature's reward when you have an insight. It gives you this feeling of wonder. And we love this feeling of wonder. We love to kind of just look at, and we call it wonder because it makes us wonder. Is that me in the mirror? Is that a negative me, right? What is that? And wonder, of course, leads to more curiosity in this virtuous circle that just keeps going. And it is the responsibility of educators. The most important responsibility is to jumpstart this virtuous cycle. I like what Dorothy Parker says. She says the cure for boredom is curiosity. And what's the cure for curiosity? There is no cure for curiosity, right? And this is really important in the 21st century because curious people will have this insane advantage. They will be able to self-educate about anything, getting the most specialized education of anybody. And it's leading, and we can start to see it now, to something I call the curiosity gap. The curious are going to race ahead, and the children who are not curious are going to fall so far behind. And this means that kind of finding ways to foster curiosity is really important because the education you own is the education you keep. I like what Asimov said, that self-education is really the only education that there is. Are our schools set up for this? They are not, really. They are not well set up for this. Our schools are very much designed to teach the same thing to everyone. That's why no one says, hey, we need more customized testing. No, we need more standardized testing is what everyone says because that's how the system is set up. It's designed to be standardized. Standardized students, standardized education. And that's tough. Well, can technology help with this? Well, B.F. Skinner tried in the 1950s. There's the teaching machine. That kid looks like he's having a ball, doesn't he? Right there. But the teaching machine just tried to do more of the same. It tried to provide linear education just more efficiently. And this is the key, is that it's not good enough to have this linear, straight education that only goes from point A to point B. The education that we need in the 21st century starts where the learner is, and then it goes absolutely everywhere and anywhere. It goes where the learner wants to go and needs to go. But what teacher has time to deal with all of that? The teacher can't know everything and go all these places. It means teachers need to shift into a position more like coaches. And can technology help with this? It really can. And specifically, the technology that's going to help is going to be the tablets. A lot of people see tablets as just another computer, but there's a lot more going on with the tablets. The fact that they are so portable that the kids can take them with them wherever they go. Specifically, the way things seem to be going is when you have a one-to-one relationship between child and tablet, and they have it with them all the time, and they're standardized tablets, so all the same material and access to all of them is the same, and then they're networked tablets, so that the children can connect with each other and do group project, and the teacher can see everything that they're all doing and give guidance to all of them using this digital technology. It's going to make a big difference. We're seeing beginnings of it right now. And it's this change that's going to change the teaching machine into what we really need, which is a discovery machine. Because discovery is incredibly important. Jean Piaget once said that every time you tell a child something about the world, you rob them of the joy of learning it themselves. And that's part of why discovery is so very important. And how are we going to get there? Are we going to get there with this, our old friend homework, who has been such a staple of the educational system for so long? Homework stinks. Like nobody likes homework, and it's not just because it's work, it's because it's not interactive. It squanders this magical opportunity. There is a moment during homework where the student actually cares about what they're doing. X plus B equals what? And the kid's trying to figure it out, and they're like, I think it's this. Am I right? And the homework has nothing to say. The homework just sits and stares and asks you to do more and more and more things with zero feedback and zero interaction. You get the answers 2 days later when you've moved on and forgotten what you were thinking and no longer care, and the opportunity is squandered. So homework, you get an F, see me after class. What people say, they always say, I wish my kids would be engaged with homework like they're engaged with video games. And the problem isn't the video games, the problem is the homework. It's not that the kids aren't engaged with the homework, it's the homework isn't engaged with the kids. They put stuff into it, it puts nothing back. And this is the magic of games. This is what people like about games. You put stuff in, it gives stuff back. It often gives back more than you put in. There's so many reasons that we like games. Games give clear feedback, and they give a sense of progress, and the feedback's immediate. They give you the chance for success. They give mental and physical exercise. We love solving problems. They give a chance to solve problems. They give you a feeling of freedom. You can kind of pursue and explore the way you want. And they give you that feeling of discovery, which is so important. And that's the excitement of games. And this is the power that games have to bring to education. Because while a teacher can't necessarily take every student in every direction, a teacher with the right suite of content and games who can kind of act as a coach and the kids can explore on their own, it creates a very different situation. And we're seeing it everywhere. People have seen the Khan Academy, which is this wonderful collection of online videos where people can explore and learn what they want. And everybody knows, okay, yeah, sure, it's a great collection of videos that kids can learn about whatever they need to. And look, they have their magnificent slogan, you can learn anything. Right? That's a pretty great intro. But have you looked at this thing lately? It's a game. It's all badges and achievements and levels and missions and challenges, trying to spur you to discover and explore at your own pace in your own way. Another one I love is the Mind Research Institute. These people have this amazing mission. The mission is that math should not be taught with words. That most of the people who have trouble learning math are struggling because we're trying to teach it through words, and math is not words. Math is concepts, and math is images, and math is structures. And so they have a system which is really just a big collection of games that lets the children interact with math directly, with no words to get in the way. They just interact with the numbers and learn about them through interacting directly with them. A company I've been working with a great deal is Amplify Learning, and their goal is no less than to completely revolutionize the classroom by revolutionizing the way material is delivered. They very much have a vision of a one-to-one tablet system with rich media being the center of the curriculum, and a connection with the students and a connection with the teacher, and games naturally are a big part of this. We've been developing a number of games for them, and the one that's kind of the crown jewel, I think, is a game called Lexica. Amplify came to us with the challenge, how can you create a game that spurs middle school students from being non-readers to being active, engaged, recreational, lifetime readers? And we've been working on this for almost 3 years now. It's going to launch next month. I'll show you a little video here that kind of summarizes what Lexica is about.
Welcome to the world of Lexica. A place where your curiosity is free to explore a world brimming with stories and create new ones of your own. Here, characters emerge from their text to help you start on the adventure. You see, in Lexica, books are alive, and now they need your help. You will meet some who want to see creativity controlled, and some who would see it destroyed. But neither can happen as long as your creative powers shine through. Here is where your own story begins. Explore the world of Lexica, dedicated to literature and lore throughout history. Watch as the world unfolds into a realm limited only by human imagination. Engage with characters to help you on your quests, and watch out for the dark voids that will try and stand in your way. Will you be the one to save Lexica from a looming threat? What is the mysterious force that is destroying this beautiful world? Encounter a variety of minigames to challenge you along the way. Which will you master? Grow and change as you explore the rich world around you. What will you choose to become? Build worlds to share your own stories with others. What will you create? Gather up your friends and new allies. Spread across worlds of narrative adventures to become the hero of your tale. Only your curiosity and creativity can bring to life the world of Lexica.
So this has been a very unique project for us, because not only is it a game that is trying to both inspire and educate, but it is integrated with hundreds of books that are on the tablet, and there is a seamless integration going from the game into the reading and then back to the games again. And as big and bold as it is, we see it as really, I think, just the beginning. It seems very clear that there are hundreds of game developers out there who are trying to make games for every potential piece of the curriculum and beyond. One of the interesting things to note about Lexica is it is not part of the curriculum. It is not required in any way. It's the right way to think of it as sort of like a school library. The school library is not part of the curriculum, but we believe it's a good idea to have it there so that the students can explore topics of their own interest on their own time when they care to. And it's not, the technology is fine and the technology is a help, but it's not going to be enough. What we're going to need is a change in thinking, a change in our thoughts about the importance of self-education. Right now, largely self-education is somewhat discouraged by the system, and we need a system that instead of putting a standardized curriculum at the core, we need one that puts a child's passion to learn things at the core, and it lets that be the center of discovery. I very much like to imagine a world where every child believes that I can learn anything myself, that school is a tool, but who I become is up to me and no one else. Thank you very much.